Hello and welcome to the Long Island weather update. It is a little after 10 o'clock on December 28th as we deal with another wet day and another soaker across our area, with some areas really overperforming, particularly on Long Island. We got some 3-inch amounts actually, and you can see here looking at the satellite, we're socked in with the clouds, though I did see a little bit of an outline of the moon tonight, which is encouraging, I guess. Still got some drizzle, some patchy drizzle around out there. I have video of for you of some of the aftermath of all of this, but you can see here, looking at this is the Carls River in Babylon. You can see very high again, well over where it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be like a little stream. It's looking more like the Toms River than anything else. And this is the falls at Mill Lake there in Wantar on the Wantar-Belmore water. Took that this evening, and you can see it does look pretty though. Those falls look pretty at night. Another shot for you there, and then flooding on the trails. Yeah, some of the trails were completely impassable due to flooding. So let's go to the latest rainfall amounts, and that's the first thing we're going to go over. First of all, looking at the radar, do have a few showers around. We're not done with it yet. Still a few showers. Looking at the radar. Here's the radar. You can see a few showers around. Still lingering around. You can see here's the rest of the storm in Maine. And even up in Maine, there's like no snow cover. We're going to talk about this U.S. snow cover map. We're going to look at that because the snow cover is very... we can actually probably pull that up. We'll talk about that a little bit later because I'm going to go a little bit into the long range. I don't normally do it today, but... let's first look at these rainfall totals here. And again, Connecticut, 2.5 inches, almost 3 inches in Wallingford. New London County, 1.36, nothing too crazy. But as you get into Bergen County, New Jersey, these are the areas that don't need more rain. Almost 3 inches, 2.99 in Ringwood. In Essex County, 2.96 inches of rain. Incredible amounts of rain here. That we're looking at here. Again, just almost 3 inches on these rivers that don't need it. Passaic County, West Milford, 2.68. In Summit, Union County, 2.40. In the Bronx, 2 inches at Fordham. Brooklyn got in on around 1.5 to 1.75 inches. Nassau County, Massapequa Park, 2.56. South Shore really seemed to get a lot of rain. Belmore, 2.45. Wanto, 2.38. And less as you head toward my area in the middle of the island, 1.59 at Carl Place. In Manhattan, Central Park got 1.75 inches. Orange County, Lower Hudson Valley, 2.44 inches. Putnam County, 2.02 inches. In Cold Spring there. Queens, Belrose got up to 1.95. JFK picked up 1.72. Staten Island, 2.48. In one of those locations there, the rest got around 1.5 inches. Rockland County, Spring Valley, 2.60 inches. But take a look at Suffolk County. Suffolk County really overperformed. Sayville, 3.34 inches. Selden, 3.32 inches. Islip Airport, 3.09 inches. We've had a lot of records shattered today for the most rainfall on the state. 3.01 in Blue Point. I mean, the South Shore of Suffolk really got hammered. Central Suffolk, also Smithtown got 2.85. Brightwater's 2.82. Incredible amounts of rain. 2.31 in other areas. Looking at the Pine Barrens, Shirley Airport 2.20. Not quite as much in the Pine Barrens, but still a decent amount. 2.11 in Ridge. That'll help fill up those lakes a little more. Westchester County 2.16. So, yeah, a lot of rain, and we definitely had some flash flooding out there. You can see some flood warnings along some of these rivers in Jersey that are high, so we'll look at the rivers and lakes as well. Let's go to that right now. Rivers and lakes. And you see the red there. So there's the red there. And, yeah, you can see some rivers. In Millstone River is at flood stage in Griggstown, New Jersey. So some of these areas, again, dealing with flooding as well. The Toms River, not too crazy there. Just went up a little bit. Maybe they didn't get too much rain there. We don't really see any rivers on Long Island at flood stage despite all that rain. Again, we don't have many gauges along our rivers. That's the problem on Long Island. can see here the Passaic River at Pine Brook. It looks like that's going to crest tomorrow night, it looks like. So you can see where that little line is. That's where it could crest some of these rivers here. You also got some in Connecticut, the Still River at Brookfield, also on a minor flood stage. So, and then we've got another area here in Jersey, Barnegat Bay at Waretown at a minor flood stage. So let's go look at the, and I didn't put it up, did I? I did not. Okay, the weather and hazards map here. First, let me go back to the weather. Thought I did put it up, but sometimes I forget. Let's go to the Weather Service because there was some records broken today here. As you see here, new record daily rainfall. Islip 3.04. JFK, Bridgeport, and Newark all set new record daily rainfalls. 4 out of our 6 climate sites broke records for daily rainfall for today. So incredible amount of rain. All right, we go to the weather and hazards. I forgot to put it up here, but our weather and hazards data viewer here, and you can see here. You can also see some of the coastal flood advisories still in effect, and the flood warnings that are still in effect for some of these areas here along the rivers in New Jersey. Let's go look at our current observations here, and you can see it's yucky. 46 degrees, 45. We had on and off drizzle at times today, though. Thank God the drizzle wasn't too bad. Long Island's generally got upper 40s. Jersey's a little warmer with 50s there. 50 out Miller Air Park, 52 with a dew point of 52. Absolutely disgusting there in New Jersey. Even more tropical there than here. So we just go over our highs and lows real quick. Well above normal again. Mid-50s. Mid-50s across the entire area. Way above normal for the day. And lows in the mid-40s to even, look at that, Toms River didn't even get below 50. That's unbelievable. So let's look at the rainfall totals. Put this to the, I guess we'll put this to the 36-hour. And you can see, look at that there. Look at how much fell over Suffolk County. That central part of Suffolk County. Nassau too, but central Suffolk really got hammered here. 3.10, 3.36 in Sayville. That's incredible. The Connecticut River must be absolutely insane. I really would love to see the Connecticut River and see what it looks like. Couldn't today because the weather was too bad, but we'll have to see maybe tomorrow. 2.02 in Levittown. So, yeah, got around that. Again, you can see all the heaviest rainfall seems to be that south shore of central Suffolk County. Seems to have gotten a high amount. But you can see even the Pine Barrens did pretty well, 2.80 out there. In the Pine Barrens. So, hey, we did pretty well in the Pine Barrens. Here's North Jersey. Again, some really high amounts here. And then as you go into Ocean County, not nearly as much. Wow. It got chipped a little bit. Now, Toms River downtown got 1.54, but outside of Toms River, they only see 0.4. That might be a mistake. But generally, I'm thinking it's probably around 1.5 inches. I mean, it's been such a wet. This is going to be the wettest December on record at most of our climate sites, I think. Wettest on record, I think we're going to have for sure. I would be very surprised if it's not. So let's go back to our climate statistics for the day. And we'll go to Islip here. Should really preload these so it goes a little quicker, I guess. But also the record high at Islip, too, 56 degrees. We'll tied it. Tied the old record of 56. God. The high was 14 degrees above normal. The low 49 was 22 degrees above normal. The average for the day, 53, was 19 degrees above normal. We are just going to smash the record. And there's your record rainfall, 3.04. And look at that, month to date, 8.56 inches of rain. That is double what we are supposed to see in the entire month of December. That is absolutely incredible. Central Park. No record here, though. No record high, at least. But we're still running about high of 55 and a low of 50. How pathetic. 17 degrees above normal for the day. That's incredible. Let's look at LaGuardia here. And they were running about 13 degrees above normal for the day. And just an incredible amount of rainfall. Let's look at Newark here as well. They set a record for rainfall as well. And they were 18 degrees above normal for the day. High of 55 and a low of 50. My gosh. That is just incredible. That's incredible. That truly is incredible. That's an unbelievable variation. Like I said, I would be shocked if this isn't the warmest December on record and the wettest December on record. So the worst of both worlds, pretty much. So let's look at our weather map here, and you see we got these lows just sitting around. There ain't a whole lot going on to move this crap out of the way until we get to it later tomorrow. So let's look at our CONUS view, and you'll see, I mean, this low is still here. I mean, this is incredible. Yeah, I'm going to put this all the way to 240 frames. Well, we have 180 frames. And we'll show you just how long it's taking for this thing to move and how it's just barely moved at all. So we're going to just show you this here. This is what happens when you don't have a jet stream. You can see that river of moisture there. We tapped into that, the river of moisture again, for some of those heavy rainfalls. I mean, not even moving at all. This is so messed up. It really is extremely messed up. Really messed up. So going forward, let's talk about going forward, because you can see that at the surface. We'll first show you the surface, and then we'll talk about the upper air. But see, going forward, you'll see here that it takes a while to get this out of here, and literally, at least we shouldn't get too much more rain for this month. I think that'll do it. But as we see, we don't really see any big plunges. There's like a low that's really just way suppressed. You don't really see any big plunges here. This is the 18Z run of the GFS. It looks like as we get to a January 8th, there might be a shot of some cold air. But then look, here we go again with more rain again. So this is the long range that we're looking at here. All right, 12Z. Well, look at the 12Z, because sometimes the 12Z is different in the long range. It tends to be a little more reliable, I think. So here, see the 12Z shows, yep, another soaker for January 9th. And then look at that, more rain again for January 11th. And boom, another, that could be a storm right there. But again, that's so far out, and then it's gone on the next run. So don't put too much stock into that. It's way too in advance to even... but let's take a look at the, oh, yeah, it looks good, right? But we all know it keeps pushing it off. So this is a temperature anomaly chart. And you see, yeah, lots of above normal temperatures. Look at this, still, even going into January, we're still dealing with it. And then we got to wait until, and this has been consistent now in the model runs, bringing the cold air into the west first. Well, and then we never really get into it. And we stay above normal. Here we are into January 13th. This is the 12Z run, all right? 18Z run. I mean, look at this 18Z run. Look at this. Look at those dark reds. This is Saturday, January 13th. What kind of day will we have on Saturday, January 13th? Look at those dark reds. Look at how warm we're going to get. Maybe 70 in Jersey. I mean, this is incredible kind of stuff. And, of course, it's going to be humid, too. It's going to be an LLJ. So, I mean, there's just no... I mean, nothing. Absolutely nothing. It's absolutely nuts. So we'll go to the temperature anomaly chart again, and we'll show you the problem. There's not even much cold air in Canada. Even much of Canada is above normal. It's absolutely insane. So this is the 18Z run of the GFS. Now I'm going to go to the 18Z run of the European model. I have to cover the long range because it's just so outrageous. European looks a little bit better toward the end. That looks a little bit better. European looks actually a lot better. So I'm hoping the European is right here in this case, because the GFS certainly doesn't want to break things down and bring in any cold air or any chances for any kind of winter at all whatsoever. It's absolutely mind-boggling. Going to the jet stream now. Again, this is our jet stream right now. You can see it's just a completely disorganized mess. And that's why we have. And you think, oh, look at that. Wow, it's dipping so low. That's just the southern stream. The northern stream is pretty much non-existent here. There's your fire hose in the Pacific here. But you do notice that the European does tend to break that fire hose down with time, which would mean better conditions for us to get some winter weather around here. Because it is technically winter. Or at least it's supposed to be. GFS has got a different look to it. It does break the fire hose down, but it's got more of a split flow and just some really crazy, things going on in the jet stream that just are just obscene. Looking at where our heights here, height anomaly, you can see there's a little bit of encouragement here. Yeah, see, what's weird is you see it brings some cold air in, but then boom, here comes this nasty ridge again. All right. Now, if you look at the 12Z, it's got a little bit of a different look, and it's a little bit better, but not great. But you do see some blocking in Greenland, which is good. The 18Z run can be a little off. There's a lot of volatility with these models. The European, obviously, looks a lot more encouraging, but you still got to get rid of this freaking low around Alaska to really break this whole thing up. But you see the European definitely looking a lot better than the GFS at this point. But there is no cold air to speak of. I mean, if we go to the Ventu sky here and we look at the whole North American continent, and I'll back this up to like 5 o'clock here. I mean, even in Canada, there's no really cold air. I mean, yeah, you got 20s, but, I mean, Saskatchewan, I mean, you're supposed to be, like, around 0, and you got 30s. I mean, the only really cold air is way up past the Northwest Territories and Alaska, up into the eastern part of Canada, and maybe a little bit into Newfoundland over here, into the Maritimes area. But that's it. I mean, everything is just way above normal. I've never seen it like this. It's absolutely nuts, and it's all, again, due to that El Nino. It's also due to climate change, which is helping fuel that El Nino. But let's look at earthnollschool.net. We can take a look again at our El Nino here. Sea surface temperature anomalies. And, yeah, you still see it here. Not quite as crazy as it was, but still very, very visible here. And, of course, look at all that warm water we got off the East Coast now, too. So, and the Great Lakes are above normal, too. Everything is just boiling. That's why we're calling it global boiling, because... Anyway, now that you know what to expect as we get into 2024, let's talk about the rest of 2023. Let's look at the HRRR model here. Like I said, I don't really go too much into the long range, but we'll see as we get further along. But you'll see here, there could still be some scattered light rain tomorrow. Less likely, but could be some, mainly north. And then you can see another wave passing offshore. And as we get into Saturday, look at that. Even Saturday afternoon could pop up a couple of isolated showers or sprinkles. It's unbelievable, right? So unfortunately, we still have a slight chance of that wet stuff, although it won't be as bad as it's been the past couple of days. Looking at dew points and wind flow, you see that drier air tries to build in from the west tomorrow a little bit. And then as we get towards Saturday, it's a little more, but you're still going to be wringing some moisture out. So it could be some isolated sprinkles and some clouds around, of course. Come back on a clear day, of course. Temperatures as we go into tomorrow, and they're not going to drop much overnight, mid-40s, and then we're right back up to the 50s tomorrow. And if the sun comes out, mid to upper 50s possible, especially in New Jersey, where it's looking a little more likely, especially south of the Raritan. Tomorrow night, we'll finally start cooling off a little more. We'll have temperatures dropping. I think we're probably going to hold off a little bit. It'll probably start dropping after midnight into the 30s. So I'll have upper 30s for lows. And then Saturday will be a much cooler day. We'll have temperatures a little closer to normal, right around the low 40s. So it should be a lot more seasonal feeling, at least on Saturday. We'll be rid of this ridiculous warmth that we've been having. So looking at cloud cover tomorrow, let's look at that. Soundings, I think we'll have plenty of clouds around. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, it's showing a lot of low-level, even some mid-level moisture, too. Jersey, a little less likely, but still, you still have a lot of still think there'll be clouds around. I don't think anyone's going to be mostly sunny tomorrow, but I think you'll see maybe a little bit of sun toward the afternoon try to break out. Let's go now to the GFS as we round out the rest of this lovely year. Lovely month, a lovely year. All right, so at least you see the dry air coming in tomorrow. That's encouraging. And then Saturday we'll see it more, And then here we are Sunday, west winds here. And then Monday. And then as we go into the new year here, you'll start to see a little more of the colder air try to work in next week. So at least we'll have at least more of a chance for some seasonal weather here. And again, these are just dew points and wind flows. Looking at the actual temperatures again, you see GFS a little bit warmer for Saturday. Sunday, staying in the 40s, so still slightly above normal. And Monday, still slightly above normal. And then maybe we can get it down to closer to normal, but maybe still a few degrees on Tuesday. I'm looking at next week, and then here we go. I don't want to really go too much further here, but you can see a little bit of a cool down next week, but nothing really. Here's that little bit of a cool down we might have on Sunday that it's showing. At least it's showing something. But then after that, we're back to baking and boiling. So let's look at the skies. First on the GFS. Obviously, plenty of clouds tomorrow, but I think there could be some breaks of sun toward the afternoon. Saturday, probably more of a partly sunny day, but we'll see a little more sunshine. Sunday, best chances for sunshine, though we could have high clouds increasing later in the day. And then Monday, here we are back into clouded up again. Tuesday, looks like we clear it out. Tuesday could wind up being a nice day. And I don't really want to go much beyond that. Wednesday there, clouding up again. And we'll have to see what it's going to look like. Hopefully we can get some, and that cold air comes in, we can get some clear skies, hopefully, to go along with it. But we'll have to see. That's just way too far in advance for me to really guess at this point. RGEM. Here's the RGEM for tomorrow, and you can see, again, for some reason it does seem to want to break up a lot of the clouds more over New Jersey versus Long Island. You can see that right there. And then we'll have to see what happens, but I don't think anyone's going to be mostly sunny. I think Saturday I have a better chance of seeing a little more sunshine. And then Sunday, we're missing. I'm looking at the 0Z run. All right, let's go to the 18Z run because I don't have it all. So here's Sunday. And you can see Sunday we may still be dealing with some clouds. So it still may not be clear completely. Most likely clear in the earlier part of the day. All right, last stop is the Climate Prediction Center, our 6 to 10 day outlook. Still is the northern tier above normal, has us near normal, and kind of on the border of normal precipitation and above normal precipitation to our south, and below normal to the north. And then the 8 to 14 day, look at that, still is above normal, no below normal for us. And look at that, precipitation back above normal again. So this is going to be another year without winter. Sometimes you have to wonder. I know we'll have a winter again, though it's just going to be less and less frequent. And that's what really sucks about it. It looks like below normal in the southwest. So if you want your winter weather, Flagstaff would be the place to be. I really wish I could check that place out. It looks like a really beautiful place. Anyway, but again, I don't have the money for that. Don't have the money for. Well, that's an expensive thing to do, to go away, and Anyway, that is it. Thank you for watching. Have a good night. I'll have another weather update for you tomorrow night. I might take a break on the weekend. We'll see. But anyway, that's going to be it. Have a good night.